It's Black Power Cartel, the African Army is basically one movement. You know, basically one movement. And as always, I'd like for y'all to stand on your feet and welcome this brother from Detroit, Michigan, brother Sara, Suten.
Black power! 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 Black power!
Thank you, DC. I'm glad to be back. Glad to be back. I see this, you know, there's a lot of questions that people are asking early. First and foremost, I ask my elders for permission to speak. The youngest child in the house, because we're going to give respect to our children because they are our future. Who's the youngest between y'all two? Stand on up. Give a hand to this young man. This is our future. You can stand up too. Don't stand up. That's our future. All right. Now we're going to put somebody on front. Who the oldest? Who's the elder in the house? Give him a round of applause. That's our elder. He passed his knowledge down to us. Any queens in the house with the holy seed in their womb? All right then, brothers, get on your job. Y'all ain't doing y'all job. You know, just like, you know, the sisters, she's a Muslim. We respect Islam. But Islam is much stronger than BPC. So all the drama you see, don't think this little crew up here starting all that drama. Islam all over the world. You understand what I'm saying? And being that they are a major force in this world, we could assume that they're more of a bully than little old me. All right? So a lot of things that's going on is because there's a new awakening in our people. And you know, a lot of people getting paid. They Muslims, but they getting paid to be a Muslim. Christians is getting paid to be Christians. You understand what I'm saying? Because if it was about truth, they could sit down and at least listen. They don't want to listen because a lot of them getting paid. Reverend don't want to listen. He wants to keep them gators on his feet. He want to keep driving the cat. It ain't about truth. So a lot of these beefs that y'all see is about money. What y'all see going on in the streets, that's what's going on YouTube. We beefing. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm just going to be real. The African-centered movement has been taking hits from the Islamic community for a long time. We got documented fact of that. You understand what I'm saying? You can deal with Khalid, you can deal with Malcolm, you can even deal with the Nation of Islam picking on John Henry Clark. 80-year-old, we're going to reserve all of that. We're going to reserve that because I'm not speaking directly to you. This is going out to the world. There's a lot of questions being asked on YouTube, so I'm going to answer them. I'm not, you know, I'm going to get to you. It's peace between you and I. But we know that there's others out there where it ain't no peace. They put my address on YouTube. I don't do that. I don't do that. You understand what I'm saying? But everybody want to always come to Sara Suten saying Seti started. My family stayed in, all right? And no matter what nobody says, nobody have to lay their head at the address where I lay my head, okay? And so they did that out of spite and hate for me. You understand what I'm saying? The Black Power community is not throwing blows, bows and blows, because we are tired of them pushing on us. They are in Africa. They are in Africa. Islam is in Africa right along with the Christian white man. And Africa has not prospered under Islam. It came in, when you're dealing with Islam, the first Muslim, black Muslim, is Bilal. And Prophet Muhammad calls him the first fruit of Abyssinia. And when that book opens up on Bilal, he is a slave. So right then and there, we can go based on historical documentation that Bilal, when the book opens up, Bilal is a slave. His mother is a slave. I got the Islamic lineage. That's right. See, I got a lot of Muslims in my family, folks. You're just not playing with nobody. My great-grandmother and great-grandfather was black Muslims. I have many uncles there. I was raised up on this. And so I'm from the old school. You can't bring this garbage out today and run that on me. I was raised by old school Muslims. You understand? I have uncles that been to Mecca. El Hajj, Rashid Mohammed Bey. You ain't playing with nobody that don't know the religion. And so that's what's happening today. You know, they flipping the script, and we calling them on it. You understand what I'm saying? Because our peoples are dying based on this information. What I want the Islamic world to know that they are over there, Arab, Muslim, whatever you want to call them. They are raping Africa.
Go ahead. Anytime
you got Gaddafi, who is the head of the African Union, you know some shit in the game. I don't care what you say, because ain't no black man the head of the Arab Union or the European Union. None of them unions do you find a black man the head over, but you go straight into Africa and you see Gaddafi. The same man that gave Louis Farrakhan his loan to start up the Nation of Islam. Go do your research. Now, a lot of people don't know my background, so I had to come out and, and start giving my background. I was raised upset by Ashraf Kwesi after my 3rd trip to Kenya. I had did 15 years of research before I even went. My uncle, Pianki Menkepera, is one of Dr. Ben's most devout students. He went 9 times to Egypt with Dr. Ben, twice to Sudan, once to Ethiopia. He was raised up as a brother of the craft of Almond Rock. So I've been dealing with these brothers a long time. And half this shit people out here talking, they ass need to be shot down for teaching that shit. Because it's garbage. Because if you did any kind of research, you know you're telling a damn lie. In this day and age, all the scholars that they came for, some of this garbage people is teaching. If you go over to Arabia right now and teach against the Quran, they'll shoot your ass down dead without a problem. And we let these cats come out here, spit fire on our elders, and they walk right up off the stage. And so I came really to New York, man, just to let them know, because if we hadn't came in there, man, they would have picked their teeth with Tahu. Straight up. They would have walked straight over me. It would just been a shame for the Black Power movement. And that show you what the Nation of Islam is up to embarrass us like that. You understand what I'm saying? Why would he come out here with a PhD and debate somebody that's basically a novice? Just gonna go straight up the middle. He was a novice. He wanted to embarrass our community. And so I had to go there to at least save some face for our people. And the brother wanted to grandstand on me while he was up there, and I'm not taking no goddamn grandstanding. We grown ass men. You ain't gonna stand over me and talk that garbage. That's what I'm talking about. I asked him a direct question. He could not answer it. He wants to slander Egypt, but he never been. How the hell you gonna teach what you never seen? So you know he's regurgitating. He ain't got no choice but to regurgitate. So let me start. What happened to, let me see, I think it went out. Let me bring it on up, family. Let's get this started. Let's get it started. So here you see right here. Let me give him a dagger. Let me give him a dagger. You see right? There we go. See the Grand Master, Dr. Yosef Ben Yaakov, been to Kemet over 61 years. Nigga, what is you talking about? You gonna refute Dr. Ben? Nigga, you ain't even been to the Metropolitan Museum of Arts. And you gonna debate a man this man been 61 years, this man and his queen next year will be doing their 30th year. That's impeccable. How the hell you gonna refute that type of field research? That just show it's just slander. You're not qualified in no way, shape, or form. And here you see right here Seti being raised up by the Grand Master, Ashraf Kwesi. The bloodline is unbroken, family. And I'm passing it down to these youngers right here. They're gonna be standing where I'm standing. Y'all coming to Kemet? Yeah, I know y'all coming. You're supposed to say you know you going. One day or another. The bloodline of kings is still unbroken. So I'm just letting y'all know we still fighting for our cause. And Dr. Ben says that the chain has never been broken. It's always going to be passed down. Them Arabs got to come up off our damn land. Now, that's the only thing that I'm saying. We're talking about a global African supremacy. That means that regardless of religion, we are African people. And so on that alone, we should unite. Now, if you can get over your Islam to deal with your African, I can work with you. If you can get over your Jesus to be African, I can work with you. Can't do it, keep moving. It's 2010, and we want to get something done this upcoming year. I don't care what it is, we need to be putting something on the table. And we need to be accomplishing it. Start small, but don't stay small. And build up and make your projects bigger and bigger, but get some accomplishment, because the cracker is working hard on our people. That's right. And so we got to work hard. This right here is the year in which my uncle opened up his group. They came back from Dr. Ben tours, and they decided that the brothers and sisters, it was about 7 or 8 that went from Detroit. And they started this Al-Qibla Association. That's in 1987. See, a lot of them say they've been on the streets. And then you just got on the streets, though. We've been doing this for a long time. You understand what I'm saying? I was initiated and I was only 15. But I was seeing it before then. So I've been dealing with it for a minute. You understand? Then you got some carbon copy that will come out here and speak for our people. Dr. Ben said, if you're not qualified, you should never speak for the people. Let those who are qualified go out there so you don't embarrass the community. Some people didn't heed that. They went on out there and fumbled and looked so damn ignorant, but that's what it is. Says right here, the Al-Qibla Association was founded November 22nd, 1987 in Detroit, Michigan. Our main purpose is to preserve, share, and propagate our rich and magnificent Al-Qiblanian culture. This right here, this is my slave name, Elliot Blount. That was my slave name. This is my first year that I went. This is my second year. I'm going to blow it up for you, fam. This is to certify that Elliot A. Blount has successfully completed the study of pyramids, temples, and tombs in Kemet on the Kemet New Know Thyself Educational Tour, July 20th, August 3rd, Nile Valley year 6243, 2003. That's me right there at the pyramids in Nefertiti. I'm showing you that. I've been. Not just once, I've been 3 times. You understand what I'm saying? Did 15 years under Dr. Ben before I went. So what I'm saying is that don't mean I'm telling the truth. But what I'm asking you is to take it into consideration that I might know what the hell I'm talking about. Just take it into consideration. You understand what I'm saying? That's me. After my 3rd year, I went down to Mexico to do some comparative research with the artifacts and the temples and monuments down in Mexico. That's another lecture, and based on my own research, I can see that it came from one culture, the Nile Valley culture. And that right there is also another pyramid down in Mexico, the pyramid of Pakal, who was buried inside of the pyramid. They won't lie and say, well, they didn't have burials inside of the pyramids in Mexico. Damn lie. Yes, they did. This is one of them. Where Pakal, a Mayan king, was buried down in a sarcophagus, just like the Nile Valley. It's a fact that our people was over here. Here it is at the pyramid of Sara, built by Imhotep for the great Suten soldier in the 3rd dynasty. In the 3rd dynasty. And here I am at the Temple of Karnak, where at one time 80,000 students was in this temple learning everything. This is the university system of the Nile Valley. Any science, any math, any liberal art, philosophy, rhetoric was all taught here. This right here used to be a temple behind those 2 statues of Amenhotep III. In Greek mythology, they called him Memnon. And here I am with the Grand Master of Grand Masters, Dr. Joseph Ben Yakinan. And if it wasn't for Dr. Ben, nobody would be talking about the Nile Valley. We'd still be over here talking about Assalamu Alaikum, Assalamu Alaikum. Hotel. I'm not talking about all Muslims. But that's what we was on before the Nile Valley came in. We was in, primarily hip hop was 5%. That's basically what they were talking about. They was 5%. And that's when I got raised. That's when I got raised. In the temple, that right there is in the Mastaba of Meruka. Right there at Hormaki. Heru on the horizon. And back there, you see the pyramid of Khufu. There I am, bossing up as I always do. Throw my fists up to let y'all know that I'm a warrior at all times. Been doing it a long time. I didn't start on YouTube. This long before YouTube. So don't just think I just jumped into this. I've been sparring a long time. And right here, this is the second year, 2004. This is my last year, 2005, where I was raised up at Seti and Tef. And it says right there, Seti the first, the Suten of the 19th dynastic period, in Tef, one who accomplishes a goal and overcomes adversity. Congratulations on your selection to the craft of Tahuti due to your merit, love for Kemet and your people, plus our observation of your spirit, we have chosen the sacred ancestral name of Seti in Tef. Seti first was a warrior Suten, king of the 19th dynastic period. He venerated the deity Set, who represented the duality of good and bad that exists in all. Set was a defender of Ra. Seti first was a warrior Suten king of the 19th, I went through that, a defender of Ra and protected the deceased Suten. Rulers like Seti the first made reference to Set's strength when describing their own deeds in battle. Seti first conducted military campaigns in Palestine and Syria. He secured Kemet's sphere of influence in North Africa and the surrounding areas. Shemhotep, Seti and Tef, welcome to the craft of Tahuti. There it is. I put my qualifications out there. And so I'm going to go to banking. So when you come up in here and try to challenge me, you better have something like that you can put side by side with my qualifications. I won't even talk to you because you ain't even worth my damn time. A lot of people just out here to detour us from communicating this knowledge. I can hold myself above nobody. I seen it for you, and I come back to tell you where it's at. And I bet you I can tell you where you can go and see it again. Now everybody else gonna open up a book and tell you, well, you know, we just ain't got no more tunes. They just flew up in the air, no bodies, no writings, no nothing. But we are supposed to believe you. We in slavery for 500 years, and you asking me just to believe you. No. Do the research. Find this shit out. Prove it to me. Because we've been here too long. Right there, that's my rites of passage that I did in Northern High School in Detroit, Michigan. I was there for 4.5 years. Put in the African Center, rites of passage. I came back and did what I said I was going to do, family. I work with the babies. That's why I can kick it with them. Better than you. Don't get mad. You understand what I'm saying? I say it with swag because the younger want to see swag. I'm just going to tell you straight up. You know, I boss up. You know, for y'all, I boss up. You know, because we got a squad. And they've been used to bossing up on us, so I boss up on their ass. Sit on that. Fool, you don't know what you're talking about. So right there, that's my rites of passage program. And I initiated over 150 to 200 kids. Some of them I let in the program, wasn't even supposed to be in the program. We had the money, so anybody that was African, we let them come on the trips to get the lessons. You understand what I'm saying? There we had the Detroit Pistons, you know, out at the Auburn Hill. What's that, the Palace? That's my babies. So I'm just letting y'all know I put in the work. I put in the work. As much as people want to say I cuss. But y'all just don't understand the swag, baby. Everybody can't do that. Some of us can't. Look at them young cats. They already know what I'm talking about. He's leaning back like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. See, that young cat got swag. You understand? And, you know, the elders got to just understand we y'all babies. You know, we supposed to shine like that. You know, each generation is supposed to usurp the last generation. Supposed to do better. Supposed to be that way. That's how we got to the pyramids. We was living in huts at one time. If we were just satisfied with the hut, we wouldn't have never got to the pyramid. We kept moving. Now, today, we're going to uplift my eye. Now, we didn't have some, we didn't have some Arab flunkies come out on our queen. Say, throw away my eye. Throw away my eye. I know y'all heard that. Say, throw away Ra. That's what they say, right there on the stage. Wesley Williams. His name ain't Muhammad. You go to his page, he works for Michigan, his name is Wesley Williams. Sorry. I'm sorry. It's the truth. You understand? You want to come out here fronting. Now, I went through mine and showed you how, yeah, I got a slave name, but I'm not faking in front. That was my slave name. I'm not out here running around talking about I'm something, and then you go to the damn white man's page at Michigan and the nigga named Wesley Williams. Face this person. Yeah. Who is you, nigga? Is you Wesley Williams or are you Wesley Muhammad? And if you ain't been to Egypt, why would you slander our culture like that? And then when I beat your ass intellectually, then the other Muslims come out and say, well, why is you attacking him like that? Because he said to throw away my eyes. He got right up there and slandered our history, y'all. He slandered. Go get the tape. So today we gonna uplift my eyes. That's right. Because we know that my eye is the black woman. She is the goddess of truth, harmony, reciprocity, peace. He says, throw that away. What has my eye ever done to African people but uplift them? When you look at, when we were practicing this, African people was at the highest level that we have ever been on this planet. That's why I go to Egypt. That's the greatest example of African supremacy that I can point to right now. Where we was working on all levels, at the highest level. Every art, every science. That's it. Chemistry. Nothing else can compare to it. Everything else is mythology. So how we run the government? We need to run government. You go back to chemistry. How you run the ports. How you run the seas. How you the agriculture. You understand? On a national level. This is what we need. Marcus Garvey said we need to flee these lands. Because they're going to come one day that it's going to be enough immigrants in here, they ain't going to need you, nigga. And that's what has happened. Niggas running around out here got PhD and they can't even get a job at Burger King. Nigga, they don't need you. They got Mexicans that are going there working for $2. And you don't understand that they flooding in here every day. It's coming across the damn West Coast so fast, it's gonna be took the Midwest over in the next 2-3 years. The East Coast. You understand what I'm saying? They murdering our people all over this damn country. There's a war going on between blacks and Mexicans. So you can come up off of that black and brown power bullshit. It's about black power or it ain't about nothing. Because you're going to fail in everything else. And which means we're African people, we must be trying to uplift Africa. Because if we don't uplift Africa, goddammit, that's the root. We are dead anywhere else. You don't water the damn branch, you water the root. You water the root, you don't water the branch. We are dying over here in these lands. We are devolving as African people. The more you stay up under this cracker, the more he devolves your ass from your original state. When we came over here, we was jumping off the damn slave boats, diving in the water, rather be eaten by sharks. You understand? As soon as we got a chance, we was fleeing. And on every plantation, we was planning an escape. What happened? What made us stop escaping? That's what we got to ask ourselves. We feel comfortable because a nigga can eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich at 12 o'clock at night. He can go in there in the refrigerator, get him a cold glass of Kool-Aid. That's making it? Because a nigga can make Kool-Aid? Eat some goddamn Focus Hope cheese? $15, we talking about we kings. I ain't never seen a goddamn king work for an hourly wage. Go ahead, son. Yeah. A king, the only glory for a king is a throne. And so here you looking at Africa, you can see in the cultural dynamics of the sisters that's still there. That's my aunt. That's my aunt right there. That's a queen coming up out of Ethiopia. And you see the red ochre that they put over their face. They use many different colors. But so when you look up on the walls of Kemet, you will see them all with that red ochre on their face. You know our peoples is black. They come in all colors. You know it ain't no one color to our race. Right. It's symbolic. That's right. It's symbolic. And you see the sister right there with the red ochre. Now, let's be real. A lot of people, cultural, you understand, want to talk about the queens wearing weaves. You understand what I'm saying? I heard some brothers, sisters come out on Aisha's segment because she wear a wig. Try to tell them niggas, they just don't know their history. Them queens was wearing weaves way back then. The only thing is they was controlling the operation, the making of the weave and whatnot. You understand what I'm saying? But the queen's been wearing weaves for a mighty long time. Mighty long time, family. So you got to quit saying that because a sister wear a weave or something like that, that she's been a white woman. That's bullshit. They was wearing that before a cracker even crawled out of the cave. Yeah. You just don't know your history. Right. You just don't know your history. See the queen right there? That right there over there, that's Akhenaten's daughter. Ankhesenami. Tutankhamun, King Tut, married this queen right here. And you can see right there, you can see the hairstyle is the same, it carries over. You see, you know, she would have been painted with the brownish red color, lips and everything. Same queen. Same queen. Mine is God, mine is God. It's the black woman. And we got the finest woman on the planet Earth. That's right. You understand what I'm saying? The black woman is God. Here. You can put a white man up there and say that Farah Muhammad is God. Oh. But if you say the black woman is God, you say, nigga, you on the Harlem. But you got a peckerwood up there. And I don't give a damn if they say the nigga half original. Nigga, don't tell me the black man is God and then you gonna convince me that this peckerwood is a black man. No, nigga, just put a black man up there. They done been duped again. Just replace Jesus with Farah Muhammad. That's all that they done. Now right here, this is a sarcophagus. Now you can see when they close again in the spiritual context of the Nile Valley, the man, the king, the queen, or the African individual was going back up into Nu, which is the holy mother of creation. And you would know that Ra would travel 12 hours through her body to resurrect again the next day at sunrise. Nowhere else in the damn world did the black woman ever have no kind of respect on a high level like that outside of the Nile Valley. They got to stop it. It's the facts. It's all of our history. Distill your history. Don't fight it. In the Nile Valley, the black woman has never ever reached a status that high in any other time in history. None. None. None at all. None at all. Not under any other religion, not under any other foreign domination, not at all. This right here is a Venus, which they call Venus. This one was found in China. The black Madonnas that they had all over the world. The oldest statues of a human being are of African women. Damn, nigga, boss up and accept the fact. She your mama. What you worried about? You understand what I'm saying? This is your mama, and niggas won't even say mama is God. When you come out your mama's womb, you're not looking for a penis to put in your mouth. You're looking for a breast. So the natural order of things gonna bring you back to God automatically. And if she does not put that breast in your mouth, nigga, you return back up to the ancestors. She's God. She controls your being, your existence. And so we see right here that the black Madonnas were taken right from Aset and Heru. And so right there, I'm gonna tell you right now, there is no Jesus. That's gonna hurt you. Nigga, the Jesus, Mary, Joseph is the rape of Asar, Aset, and Heru.
Bottom line, there is no Jesus. You cannot paint Jesus black. There is no black Jesus. It's just a sign. You got to go back to the original. Can't do it. I know it's hurting. I know it's hurting. Because we done been through this for so long. And we actually believe that what our people taught us was true. They didn't know no better shit. We just waking up. We're just waking up. But we have to, this is still us though. Don't fight it. This is still our history. And so here you got a cracker that will bow down to the black woman. And these low-life niggas, with their bogus mathematics, will fight you to the nail that the black woman is not God. But here this white cracker can bow down to the black woman, and you cannot. That's shameful. That's shameful to the highest degree. That don't mean we ain't God, but we respect her enough that if you see what's going on to our woman out here, that's automatically war. Ain't no damn way. How the hell we gonna raise our children and our woman is under siege? It's no way possible. So until niggas say, what can we do? Nigga, there's a whole lot of things you can do. Get your woman up off these damn streets. That's what you need to do. And by any means necessary. And if that means we have to put the cracker ass, set his ass on fire, then so be it. Any damn way. That time coming, quit being scared. Just prepare yourself. You know, the only reason you're scared or nervous, you know, is because you're not prepared. If you know if a nigga knock on your door late at night, you got that big old 357, yeah, you'll creep to the door with more vigor. Because you know you didn't prepare. Oh yeah, nigga, oh yeah, yeah, okay. I just wanted to see what you was thinking about. You pull that big, see, you prepared. But see, because now, you know, nigga, the window rattle, you ain't got no heat. Everybody all in the corner, shh. Call the police. That's all you can do. Call for help. You know, and what if the help don't come? I'm laughing. We laughing, but we don't want to be like that. We want to be able to join in on the party now. We want to be able to join in on the party. And so here again, you see these crackers bowing down to the black Madonna, which is nothing but our Seti and Heru, which come up out of the Nile Valley. And this right here is our most Nefertari. So that right there shows you, see what it is that any kind of crime scene, usually when the crime first go down, they'll cord it off. They'll put the yellow tape out there. So don't nobody tamper with anything. But once they tamper with it, it's been contaminated. The scene has been contaminated. So you can't let these people come after 2,000 years and show you some shit about Egypt. That scene been contaminated. You just got to remember what your elders taught you and go back to the ancients, what they saw, and that's what you go with. You cannot debate these people. But you see right there, you see the black queen was on the wall. It was many of them like that. They went over there and carved all that shit off the wall. We was over there recording them carving. You understand what I'm saying? They selling whatever you want. 10 by 15, they charge you. Man, how you think they got all them damn pieces all around the world in these museums? Them low-life Arabs, and I got the documentation. They was the ones responsible for the rape of Egypt. Bottom line, and as the world moved into the modern age, and they seen that they could build an economy off of tourism, that's when they halted. But before then, they made their money selling them artifacts to the Europeans. That let you know he didn't give a damn about the ancient Nile Valley culture. He didn't give a damn about it. Matter of fact, they was even chopping up the damn stones off of the pyramid to build the mosque. And they would document that themselves, that they documented that. There was a lot of queen pyramids out there. They just knocked them down. They just knocked them down to build the citadels and the mosque all around Cairo. Here's Queen T. And you see the queen still rocking it. So what I'm saying is, a lot of our queens are still like their ancestors and don't even know it. We have not changed. You understand? Really that's why I'm not about changing or putting nothing on. We more damn African what we wearing right now. Because we can go back to the walls and show this is what we was rocking. Look at that brother guy, you can see the circles in his head.
That means they was curled. And here's a pick. Now, I know you ain't gonna pick that with that little bitty pick, but you know, they had picks. And here again, you see one of the queens with the particular weave or micro braid style that the sisters be rocking. Been rocking them for a mighty long time. Nothing new. Queen ain't got to change nothing. For no damn, you know, these latecomers who hate women.
That's right.
Ain't got no God in their religion. You know why? Y'all don't want me to come up the middle. Y'all gonna say Seti cuss too much.
Go ahead, come on, brother.
The white man love asshole more than he like vagina.
That's right.
He's a faggot. That's the core reason why they ain't got no woman in their religion. Because they're homosexuals. Damn. Everybody in here know that they got to be a woman on the scene for any creation to be going on. I don't care what religion you come from. You got an able, you come from a woman. Ain't no damn rib. I got all my ribs. I got them all. How can y'all prove that? How can you prove it? And everybody got a navel. Anybody here ain't got a navel, they done cloned your ass. You a Frankenstein. See that? See the queen? How they rocking that? What I'm saying is we more African than we think we are. We're African in every sense of the word. We doing it, don't even know we doing it. And here, you see the Buddha. The woolly-headed Buddha, the crown of a queen. The image of God is the supreme image of the Lamb. So Wesley Muhammad had brought this black Dravidian out on the lecture, if y'all didn't see it, and said, and he was straight haired talking about this was the original era. Nigga. See, the thing is this, man. You always go to the God, because the God is the supreme image of the Lamb. And you see all of the Buddhas are woolly-headed. All of them. He's the deity. You don't go get no little peasant at the side of the damn road and talk about this the original era. Nigga, get out of here. So you can see right there the little short locks that they wear. And we going back to our most Nefertari, the black queen. Now this is Diana, the black Madonna, another black Madonna that was up in Europe. See, she's black because that's another representation of our set, the black Madonna, which shows that they got it directly from the Nile Valley. Ain't no Jesus. Now I'm gonna ask the question. I'm gonna ask the question to any Muslim. And it's from love. If Jesus is Serapis, if Joseph, Mary, and Jesus is our Set, Asa, and Heru, how did Allah give Muhammad the Quran from mouth to ear, and Serapis, Jesus, is in the damn book, and Jesus come from Rome? Jesus a creation of the Roman damn Catholics. He's the rape of Asa. I done cracked the damn, it's a crack right there. Jesus is Serapis. Jesus is the rape of Asa. So how does Esau end up in the book? I asked the question. I know I ain't gonna get no answer, because it really ain't none. Goddess Nut was shown with stars in her body because the African woman was the first to chart the stars. And you see that in Harriet Tubman. Coming back, leading all our people to freedom. They were still up in the stars. They still had the science of the stars. They had raped our ass of all the little knowledge we had because we stayed up under them too long. If you ain't got no job for what you know, shit, you start to forget it because it's useless. You can't use it no more. And that's what happened. We sat over here and we rotted. And now you got damn near 80% of our population without any type of skills. That's a damn shame. And so here we showing new. This is what on the wall. Heaven is the black woman. You see, the stars is in her body. And that, again, while we're into her mouth, travel through her body and be born out of her womb the next day at sunrise. What you see right here is Shu, god of air, atmosphere, separating the heavens from the earth. Geb, the god represented as earth. You understand what I'm saying? This is the creation story. This is the creation story. And if you go in Genesis, you're going to find that it's the same damn story, that God separated the heavens from the earth by the firmament. We can go in there and find it. Sorry, you're much late with that story. This right here go back 4500 BCE. Y'all just got to take that into consideration. And so here again, you see Newt holding Ra up, and he's born every day through the help of his mother, Newt. Through his mother, not his father, his mother. And no man creating no damn babies. Shit, half of you niggas probably take care of baby ain't yours now. I'm just being real. Watch Marvin Poland. He go up there, woman, call out 10 people. Not one of them is the daddy. You cannot trace your bloodline through no damn system like that. When you can pull up 10 people and not one of them the daddy, but see, ain't nobody saying who's the mama. That's right. Because mama is guaranteed. Mama's baby. Guaranteed. That's the purest way to trace your bloodline. And so the black woman, the womb, is the source of all things. The black woman is God. With the spark of the black woman came consciousness. So when you look up at Newt being heaven, the black hole is her womb. And that's where Ra is born through. In the cosmology of the Nile Valley. That's deep, ain't it? We couldn't even put, you can't even put the woman in the damn religion. So half niggas, when they see this, they shake it. Because they know it's a new age. That we coming back. Because our greatest ally is our woman. We ain't got our woman, we just ain't gonna make it. Black woman, your greatest ally is your man. That cracker, he gonna do it, he gonna rape you, he gonna do all the nasty shit to you that they do, and he gonna discard your ass and go get him another one. Type of filthy diseases in you, because he's a beast. They sleep with beasts. If you ain't seen the last one, go back and check it. I know you got a little friend that you love. You know, y'all work together, y'all go out to lunch, go get bagels, and you know, get you some coffee, and pretend like y'all talking politics. And that same cracker, when he goes home, he will be laying up with the dog. That's right. That's right. Kissing the dog, laying with the dog. We got all time. We won't do it today, because I don't want to crack nobody's brain open. You know, because it's a powerful image to see somebody lay with a damn beast. But they do it every day, all day. And every animal, you can go down the list. Whatever animal, frog. I'm straight up the middle. Listen, I even seen one where the white boy had put maggots on his private part. Put maggots. I said I couldn't believe it. But I keep, it's hard to keep, because they trying to keep it up off the internet as much. Because I think I done blew their ass up, and they don't want to give me no more opportunities to put their ass out there like that. You know what I'm saying? So now you go to the Kaaba, and you look at the black stone at Mecca. That's all it is the womb of Newt. That's all it is. That's all that it is. It's the same concept. It is a vagina. That's all that it is. And I'm sorry to tell you that. But see, they hide the woman in their religion. Allah was supreme in Arabia before Allah. That's right. That's right. Allah, which is nothing but Ishtar. You study, even when you live Islam, Israel, Ishma, is Ishtar, which was a moon goddess over there in Arabia before they started praying to Allah. Go ahead, Sara. And I got Muslims. I got the documentation in here, that documents. I had to bring it, family. You know what I'm saying? To let you know that I wouldn't just make it up. So this is in Dendera. And you see right there, you see Newt. And you see Ra right there. You see Ra right there going up in her mouth. You see Ra right there traveling 12 hours through her body. You see Ra right there born the next day. Born the next day. The black woman is God. That's right. She gave birth to every human being on the planet. Got a navel, came through the black woman. Let me straighten that up. Ain't no white woman gave birth to nothing but disease and herpes and AIDS. You got a navel, you come through the womb of a black woman. That's a fact. Anything else you believe. Anything else you believe. So right here, you see the Suten sitting up there? See, even though he's a man and he's large, he's still smaller than his mother.
Set means the throne. The throne is the lap of your mother. That's what it is. So it shows you right there, he could never be greater than his mother. He's going to rule. She's never going to interfere with him ruling. It's a balance in that. She shows the black man the greatest respect as the black man shows her the greatest respect. But she is God. In all of creation, she's given the responsibility of giving birth to our race. And so again, we see our queens is rocking it. Like they've been doing for a mighty long time. You ain't got to change if you don't want to. If you want to change, that's cool. You know, some of the queens wear wraps. It looks beautiful. It looks beautiful on some sisters. But we should not be forcing our sisters to. We all like damn robots. Everybody got to rock it one way. We are beautiful people. We come in many colors. You understand what I'm saying? Many styles. And that's the beautiful thing about our people. They should not be forcing our people to have to dress one way. That's garbage. And so what I'm showing you again is that the black woman and the things that she do, her hairstyle, we're still seeing the ancient hairstyle appear today amongst our sisters. And they might not even know it. But this is what it is. Now this is Empress Queen Nefertari II, a tomb in the Valley of the Queens. See, ain't no way you can go like this. See what I'm saying? There's no way you can go and see tombs to queens like this. Greater than any, that tomb right there is greater than any king's tomb outside of Africa. That one damn tomb. And they got over 76 of them tombs in the Valley of the Kings. 50 of them over in the Valley of the Queens. Why won't we go here and worship? Why won't we go here and give reverence to our ancestors instead of flying to Mecca, Jerusalem, Vatican City, praying to all these cracker gods, going to their holy land, and we skip over this? That shows you how far deep we in the hole. That shows it. I continue to show that culturally that we are the ancient Egyptians. I'm dealing with the queens today. I'm going to deal with the queens because they need to see this. Now, let's deal with this. Now, the debate that went on in New York was, is Islam a white Arab or African religion? Uh-oh. Now, you know I'm going to get on top of that quick, fast, and a hurry. Because automatically, again, when Bilal was the first Muslim, African Muslim, got the documentation, we're going to come to that. When it opens up, we're in slavery. So how the hell can it be African? How the hell you open up the damn book and we're in slavery? I'm not saying that the tenets of Islam is not a good religion. There are some things in Islam I could work with. Some things I cannot. There's some things in the African Senate community I can work with. Some things I cannot. You understand what I'm saying? And when it comes to a lot of these teachers about that, you know, it's all of a sudden African. But then when you go in the Quran, Egypt is the evil empire. Moses is fighting against Pharaoh. How the hell is how is it an Islamic country? It just don't, you know, I mean, the thing is, if you can't beat them, then you join them. And that's what's happening today. They're trying to join Egypt. They're trying to usurp Egypt and associate Egypt with philosophies that normally would be attacked in Egypt. The Arab ain't never gave a damn about Egypt. That's why they got our ancestors' bodies on display. And the black Islam has never spoken out against it at all. Don't get mad at me. Okay then. Genesis 2:12. And the name of the first, we're dealing with the Garden of Eden. And it says a river went out of Eden and it parted into 4 heads. And the name of the first is Pison, that is, which conquered the whole of land of Havilah where there is gold. Havilah, in the course of the biblical text, is Nubia. Nubia, Greek for land of gold. Nubia is the golden race. We were identified with the gold that we was wearing. The first day he came in, he seen all these stacks of gold chains we had on our neck. All type of gold earrings, bracelets, You can see how King Tut went down in the ground. We was doing it bigger than we ever did. And so they identified us with our gold. And you see right here in Nubia, you can see the gold deposits down here. Can y'all see that? These are the large gold deposits down there. And so Nubia was identified with the gold. Now, this is what it is. According to the Bible, this showed that Ham was in control of the so-called land of Arabia. When you look at this is the Hermetics. This is what you got to understand. Noah had how many sons? 3. Shem, Ham, and what's his name? Japheth? Okay. The Semites, the Shemites, the Arab, and the Jew, the Hebrew. Egypt, Ethiopia, Punt, Phoenicia, Hermetics. So it shows you that before, because the Arab come with Ishmael. There's no Arab before Ishmael. This is what you got to understand. There is no Jew, Hebrew, before Isaac. All of them are Abrahamic religion. Abraham is the father of all 3 of them. Anybody seen the tomb of Abraham? Anybody got a document? But damn, man, see, that's what I'm talking about. You sit up here and argue mythology. You understand? So if there's no Abraham, then there's no Shem. If there's no Shem, there's no Semitic. If there's no Semitic, then there's no Jew, there's no Arab. So what are they? They're nothing but mixed breeds. You can quit stamping all these damn names. The Arab is nothing. When you look at Hagar, his mother was an Egyptian. Abraham was a Hebrew. He's mixed breed. Basically, that's all he is. The Arab is a mixed race. And so is the Jew. Semite. That's why they took the Shem out of there and put Semi. Semi means half. That's all they are. And here we go, and it says, and a river went out of Eden to water the garden, and from this it was parted and became unto 4 heads. The name of the first is Pison, that which compasseth the whole land of Havilah, where there is gold. The gold of that land is good. There is bdellium and the onyx stone. And the name of the second river is Gihon, the same is that compasseth the whole land of Ethiopia. The name of the third river, Ezekiel, that is which goeth towards the east of Assyria, and the 4th river is Euphrates. So it shows you right there that the African countries took preeminence over Assyria, Mesopotamia. So I don't know what they keep trying to talk about, that Mesopotamia brought anything into Africa. That's bullshit. Ain't nothing out there in what you call Iraq, but nothing but mud mountains. They ain't got no stone, no papyrus. And if anybody tell you they was writing before the Africans, they telling a damn lie. Because paper come from papyrus. If they was writing before the African, ask them what the hell was they writing on. That's all you got to ask them. What was you writing on? And the sons of Ham, Cush and Mizraim, which is Egypt, Cush, Ethiopia, Punt, which is Somalia, and Canaan. And the sons of Cush, Seba, and Havilah. So that right there shows you that Havilah is the son of Cush. And Cush begot Nimrod. He began to be a mighty one in the earth. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord. Wherefore it is said, even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter before the Lord, and the beginning of his kingdom was Babylon, Erech, Akkad, Calneh, and in the land of Shinar, which is Sumer. So it shows that the Cushites took knowledge in the Mesopotamia. Nimrod, the Cushite, took it into Mesopotamia. He started Babylon. He started Shinar, which is Sumeria. That's the proof. What is he talking about? How the hell you brought anything into Kemet when it clearly shows that the Africans, the Hermetics, took it into Mesopotamia? So this is why you see what they call the Tower of Babel. It's nothing but a step pyramid. They did very sloppy out there because Mesopotamia does not have stone. Everything they built with mud brick, dry sun bricks. And that's why it fell down like it did. They never had the technology of the Nile Valley Africans. They never built in stone, never. And so when you go, this is right here, is in Persepolis. Persepolis is in Iran. Okay? Go look it up. That's an Egyptian temple. You see armor out there? So that shows you really that when you look at Arabia, all of that had Egyptian temples in it. Lower Kemet, they destroyed a lot of them temples in Lower, because that's where the invaders first came in. And so they destroyed all of that. So what we saying is that all of Arabia was colonized by the Nile Valley at one point in time. And that because they destroyed the temples, you cannot imagine what it once looked like. But it had the same kind of temples that the Nile Valley had. And this is proof. This was still standing. See the Egyptian doorways? This is in Iran. That's the same Egyptian style. To show you that it was there long before Islam. I'm sorry. That temple is far older than Islam. Now this is the deity that was, or the prophet that was in that area before Muhammad, Zoroaster. And you can clearly see he got the winged sun disk, which is Amun-Ra. That's a fact. He was there before Muhammad. It's easy, family. You gotta quit letting these people talk you up out of your history. These are the facts. Here's the Africans of Babylon, the Ishtar Gate, Nebuchadnezzar the second, 605, 562 BCE. And you can see it ain't nothing but the pylons of an Egyptian temple. That's all it is. You see the two pylons here, you see the opening here, that's the style that it came from. So that backs the fact that Nimrod, being a Cushite, took the knowledge into Mesopotamia. So of course they're going to have similarities. But the African is the oldest. That this is a replica of what was going on in the Nile Valley. Again, you're looking at Zoroaster. And when Zoroaster was not good enough, they updated it and brought Muhammad. See, y'all don't understand that. It's the concept, the worship of a white man. Ain't none of them existed. Serapis, Zeus, Jesus, Zoroaster is the concept. They're going to keep coming up with a white man for you to worship. Santa Claus. Farad Muhammad. Joseph Smith. The damn, what is he? The Mormons. Another Peckerwood. It's the concept. None of them exist. And so, you can see right here, I'm going to get off into that Kabbalah. That's a Kabbalist. And this is Zoroaster. That's what Dr. Ben said they was worshiping before they even messed with the Torah. They was into that Kabbalah. That shit ain't nothing but Jewish witchcraft. And don't mess with it. I'm going to show you some things. That's what they had when you deal with Islamic history, that before Muhammad came on the scene and cleaned out the Kaaba, they had 360 idols in the Kaaba. You know what it was? It was Kabbalism. That's why you see Kaaba, Kabbalah. Can't y'all see the damn root in the words? That's what was there before Muhammad came on the scene. And so this is coming out of the black biblical heritage. It says right there, Mizraim was the second son of Ham, an African by blood. What it says, Egypt is revealed, is still the alternate name for Egypt, and is revealed several times as the land of Ham, the land of Canaan. So everybody talking about that Allah is on the walls in ancient Kemet, prove it, nigga. All you do is go to the royalty. Ain't no Allah hoteps in the king list. All the greatest gods and goddesses of ancient Kemet ended up in the royalty. You look at the royalty, go to the deity. You understand what I'm saying? When he go and get this peasant off the side of the road and say, this is an original Arabian with straight hair, we go to Buddha. The deity is the supreme image of the land. It says right here, under Dedan and Sheba, the Cushites were the first race to settle the country and were joined by the Semites 3 centuries later.
The Semite is a term in the Arabic lore meaning foreigners because of their late arrival. Arabia was undoubtedly a part of the African Ethiopic dominion, whose traces abound in every district of the peninsula, especially in the area of astronomy, mathematics, navigation, philosophy, and theology. The great Ethiopian empire had declined and was disunited within centuries before the Semites held any recognized place in Arabia. Okay then. The Cushites was in the land before any Arab. Ishmael is the first Arab. You cannot have an Arabia before there's an Arab. Hell, we can go back into Africa, man, tens of thousands, 50,000 years with the Shango bone, 50,000 years of mathematics. We can't, I mean, when you're looking at the pyramids of Khufu at Giza, do y'all understand that's at least 200,000-300,000 years of architectural development? Damn. Y'all talking about some damn Adam and Eve at 4,000 BC? We got to cut that out immediately. Ishmael, right here. It says right here, the Negro Ethiopians settled in Arabia soon after the desertion of the Tower of Babel. They inhabited the peninsula some 3.5 centuries before Ishmael was born. I'm going to come up out of this. So now, what you're doing is you're looking at the mouth of the Nile. This is the correct way that it should be looked at because this is from the African-centered perspective. We came down the river. The river is flowing from south to north. It's not flowing from north to south. So our people started up at the beginning of the river. Okay, good. So you can see is the river is flowing from south coming down north. And what most of the water that comes into the Nile River, it's two Niles. You got the blue Nile coming up out of Ethiopia. You got the white Nile coming out of Uganda. 80% of the water that comes into Kemet comes out of Ethiopia. Ethiopia brings the dark silk from up out of the highlands. It comes down every year, it would have, until they put the Aswan Dam in there, which blocked the flood from, you know, the natural flood was blocked. I think, when did they put the Aswan Dam in it? They put it in there, if I'm not mistaken, in the 70s. You understand? And so now it then backed up. A lot of our ancestral lands, a lot of the tombs was flooded out when they put that dam in there. But it will flood every year, and all of this down here will be flooded out. So the ancestors knew that Kemet is basically something that happened over a period of the land filled in. Many of the ancients said that this land down here was swampish at one time. And they had to come down here and dam it up, you know, cultivate the land. Memphis was underwater, where they built the first capital of Egypt. It was underwater. Narmer came down there, diverted the river, put an S in it, dammed it off, and when the water receded, that's where he built the first capital of Egypt, on that virgin land. So they always looked at the Nile as basically a swampish area. But you can see all the greenery that's even going into the Mediterranean. So that's why you got the Hyksos, the little low-life Jew, all the little low-life Arabs. They would come in here and they would try to get on this lower area down here because you can still get a lot of vegetation, as you can see. All of this was the best land. And so they would gather down here, get the crumbs, and then when they got unruly, we would have to come down there and bust their damn head because they had lost their mind. So here's Ethiopia. You can easily see that this is the true Garden of Eden. You know, some people is mistaken that somehow Mecca is the Garden of Eden, that Jerusalem is the Garden of Eden. You can't go show this. You can't go show all the animals that's in Africa. We could just show it. You understand what I'm saying? Just show me what makes your land more beautiful than this. This is the most beautiful land on the planet Earth. Not only did humanity come out of Africa, all life, even the animal life come out of Africa. Even the animal life. Here's another map to show you This is right here is where Mecca is. Mecca is right on the fringe, it's right here. It wasn't no Mecca. It was early controlled by the Hermetics. I'm sorry. It's just a fact. You know, and I put that up there so people can see for themselves. But the Bible is in agreement with the Papyrus Hunefer given to us by Dr. Ben, the Papyrus of Hunefer at 1306, 29 BCE states we came from the beginnings of the Nile, where God happy dwell at the foothills of the mountains of the moon. Right here at the Mount Kilimanjaro in Kenya, Mount Rwenzori in Uganda. In the Meta it was called Ta-Nehru, land of the gods and goddesses. Bottom line, that shows you where we came from. We ain't even got to doubt it. We ain't even got to doubt it. And we did. Okay, let me go back to that. In Genesis 2:10, and a river went out of Eden to water the garden, and thence it was parted and became unto 4 heads. You see that? See how the Nile is coming up out of the heart of Africa down here? You see right here, it seems to take on the form of the lotus. You see it? This is the beginning waters right here, where it's coming out of the south. And you see the lotus, which represents rebirth. And you see the 4 sons of Horus sitting atop the lotus. And you see here. And it was parted and became unto 4 heads. There it is. I'm sorry. The gods is in the house. We done seen some things. We done seen some things. You see this right here? That's a Sara. And that's the 4 sons of Horus, which became the 4 gospels, the 4 gospel writers. See it? Here you go. The 4 sons of Horus, Sara, Jesus, and the 4 gospel writers. There it is. And I'm going to show you something. See that? That's a codex from the Mayans. See, that would be their main deity, and you see the four corners right there, which really represents east, north, west, and south. That's what it represents. That's what it represents. So it shows that that our science went all over the world, family. That's a fact right there. And so you see the 4 gospel writers are the corruptions of the 4 sons of Horus. Now they changed some of the zoo types, but they always say the Egyptians worship animals. What is that? What is that? It's in Christianity, it's in Judaism, and it's also in Islam. If you sacrifice a lamb, that's your zoo type. The zoo type of the Arab is the camel. That's his main zoo type. All people have zoo types. The main zoo type for the white man is what? The dog. See, didn't even have to hesitate. Now, right here, to start human history with the Torah, Quran, and Gospel is like starting a book in the last chapter without reading the ones that preceded it. So here you got Shem, for the Semitic, 2441 BCE. I'm giving you dates. Ham, 2440 BCE. You got Cush up there, 2342 BCE. Do you see them pyramids right there? That's at 2550 BCE. Do you know it took 200,000–300,000 years of architectural development to even get to that damn date right there? Do you understand what I'm saying? So how the hell is you gonna go back and tell me something about a damn Semite that's born 2441 BCE? Nigga, beat me. Just beat me. There's nothing we can do with that. I'm sorry. That's garbage. When you got this a pyramid that you know it took 200,000–300,000 years to develop that science, and you're gonna tell me about it. You a Semite. You an Arab. They just come on the scene, family. And right there, first king of Sumer, 2520. That's the first king in that area of Mesopotamia, period. The very first king. And so we already got pyramids standing by the time they put their first king on the throne. Let me get something up. Okay, here you got Abraham and Sara in Egypt, 1916 BCE. You got Ishmael, the first era, 1905, 1768 BCE. And then you got Isaac down there, which is the Jew, 1891, 1711. Can't start no damn history with that family. We much older than that. We're hundreds of thousands of years older than that. With facts. Can't start with that family. I know it hurt. I know it hurt. And I'm just going to put it on you because I love you. It's still your history. You know, a lot of people, hey, you know, you're going to go home and think about it. Abraham and Ishmael are said to have built the foundations of the Kaaba. They were raising the foundations of the house. Surah 2, 127. So they say that Abraham and Ishmael built the Kaaba. That's what they say. But if you go up in the Bible, it says that Ishmael married back into his mother's bloodline. That's what it says in the Bible. It said, I'll get the verse before I get out of here. It says he married back into his mother. His mother was a Hermetic. In the Bible, it didn't say that he went down to Arabia and built any Kaaba. But because it's a fictional character, that shows you the diversions of the history that they give it. One say this, one say that. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a fictional character. I'm just saying it because that's what it is. Now, they trying to stretch Islam now because we didn't beat them. We got them with Bilal. We got them with Muhammad. I'm talking about the Nation of Islam. You know, they say, well, the black scientists built this universe 66 trillion years ago. Shit, I can't even remember what I was doing 5 minutes ago, but he knows something from 66 trillion years. That's how you know niggas is lying, man. I mean, you just got to laugh at this. He said 66 trillion years ago, man made this universe. Stop it. Leave the crack alone. Our people need real history, man. They need a history that they can really use as a blueprint for global African supremacy. Can't do that with no damn mythology, talking about no man blew no damn earth in half. They say the Nation of Islam say that some mad scientist blew the damn earth in half, the other part became the damn moon. Now how the hell, if it blew it in half, how the hell did it become a perfect circle? Ain't there some ruggedness to this shit? You just blew it in half, and you see what the damn atomic bombs did in Nagasaki. You know what if it blew this damn earth in half? You'd have blew this mug out the damn gravitational pool? Who would have survived it? And the question I got to ask is this. If they had enough explosives to blow this earth in half, why the hell they didn't use it on the Peckerwood when they came to Africa to snatch us up in slavery? All of a sudden you just lost it. Huh? Okay then, let's move on. It says in Surah 7, 143, and Moses fell down senseless, and when he woke, he said, glory unto thee, I turn unto thee, repented, I am the first of true believers. So there's an argument on who's the first Muslim, who was the first one to accept Allah. You got verses in it that says that Muhammad was the first. But right there, it says that Moses was the first of true believers. So how can he go beyond that? That's the Quran. I'm not talking about what Wesley Williams is talking about. And his scheme to put fraud Muhammad as God over black people. We're not falling for that. And it says right there, Acts 7:22, and Moses was learning all the wisdom of who? The Egyptians. The Egyptians. That's the first time any type of Semitic come into history. Because in order to have history, what do you have to have? Writing. That's when you come into history. So this is the first educated. If you go to Genesis, it says the first book of Moses, even though we know he didn't write it. But right there, that shows you their entrance into the learned intellectual world came by way of their education in Egypt. So right here, y'all see what Mecca is. I was showing y'all earlier, Mecca right here, Mecca right here. If you've seen the map showing that the Hermetics was in control of that area before they set it up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You cannot proceed before before the Hermetics in that area. You understand what I'm saying? So the books that they're using to justify their claims are very recent books. Wesley Williams. Excuse me, I think the message to the black man got a copyright on it. I don't know what the date is, but I think it was in the, in the 40s, 50s? I don't know when it was. But that's a very recent book. So even though it may discuss some story that exists way, way, way back 66,000 trillion years ago, that theory came in 1939 when that book, I'm not saying that's the copyright, I'm just throwing the date out there. That's when that theory came into being. And so you cannot usurp all of history and put that in place and teach that as if it's a fact, because it's not. I read that one already. Let me get in here. And here goes Surah 39:12. And I, Muhammad, am commanded to be the first of those who are Muslims. Surrender unto him. So how can he go before Muhammad? Here, right here, Muhammad says he's the first. But this man, Wesley Muhammad, is trying to push Islam further than Muhammad. That's what they're saying. That they was calling on Allah before Muhammad. They wasn't calling on him in the context of which we teaching today. If he's dealing with Semitic, the language Semitic, what he's doing, it comes from Shem. If there's no Shem, then there is no Semitic. That's what y'all got to understand. Those are fictional characters. We Africans, we ain't no damn Semitics. We've been here longer than that. So here is this is the Holy Bible. A good brother who was in Africa brought this back. This was in Ghana. This was a missionary's Bible. And it had an encyclopedia inside of it explaining a lot of the Bible. And so this shows you a series of plates illustrating biblical versions and antiquities. Helps to the study of the Bible. Will help validate that the Semites didn't have a language until their contact with Kemet. Okay, I'm giving you the copyright date, 1896. This is what it says. The principal language through which the Holy Scriptures have been transmitted to us are Hebrew, Greek, and Latin. It is therefore of interest to know the origin of the alphabets in which those tongues were written and the history of their development. The identification of their common origin is of quite recent date. It was not difficult to connect the Greek alphabet with the alphabet which is usually called Phoenician, but which is to perhaps better to give the wider name of Semitic. The forms of letters and still more their names and order conclusively prove the relationship. But to prove the descent of the Semitic alphabet from the Egyptian was a long and difficult task. In outward shape, the Semitic letters are to all appearance quite different from the Egyptian hieroglyphs. Their names are different, their order is different. These difficulties cause scholars to reject the ancient tradition handed down by the Greeks and Roman writers that the Semites had originally obtained their letters from Egypt. The tradition has, however, proved correct. In 1859, the French Egyptologist Desroches published the results of his study of an ancient cursive form of Egyptian writing, a form to which the name of Horatic, or writing of the priest, has been given, and showed beyond reasonable doubt that it was the connecting link between the Egyptian and Semitic alphabets. The most important document of which he made use of was the Prissy Papyrus, the date of which is conjectured to be around 2500 BCE. Let me go down here. Let me go here. The Semites adopted 2 and 22 of the Egyptian alphabetical signs, and there can be no doubt that this formation of a new alphabet took place during the Semitic conquest and occupation of the Delta under the Hyksos. We got your ass. We got your ass. So you can't come here talking about that Allah, Yahweh, or nothing else existed before they, and so it goes back that Moses, who wrote the first book of the Bible, was learned in all the wisdom of the Egyptians. I'm backing it up. We're going to fire off on your ass. You're gonna come in here and usurp our history. Little Arab flunky. To all my black Muslims, we down with you 100. We down with you 100. You are brothers and sisters, but we will not be building with no Arab flunkies. We're not building with no Arab, but the black revolutionary Muslims that want to get that pale Arab ass up out of Africa, get his ass up out of our community, selling us liquor, but when you go overseas, it's against Islamic law for them to sell liquor, but they bring their goat meat ass eating ass to Detroit, D.C., New York, New Orleans, and sell liquor to our people.
Go ahead.
Kiss my ass.
Go ahead, Sara.
I ain't gonna have no mercy on them.
Go ahead.
We need to blow their damn brains out. That's what they're doing. They're still doing what they've been doing to us for the last 2,000 years, enslaving our communities. Let's move on. So this is off the walls of Kemet. Semitics coming into Egypt. And you can see what they doing. They messing with them damn goats. That's what they were. They were goat herders. And the Bible and the Quran both, Muhammad was a damn goat herder. So that's what they do. We're not no damn goat herder. We the pyramid builders. And that's the original right there. Khnum Hotel. Showing them coming in. Messing with them damn goats and antelopes. And so when you look down the ancient walls of Kemet, you can see that's exactly who it is. Right now today. That's the lowly ass Arab that was running up in Kemet in the ancient world, destroying our temples. That's who it is. And so now they're de-Africanizing our culture. Just like they put Farad over an all-black nation of Islam community. You understand what I'm saying? Everything is now becoming white. So here you got little witch. I'm gonna keep it at least, I want to go out. Go 100. I'm gonna slip after a while because I'm gonna warm up. You see the black goddess Ahmose Nefertari. The black, and she gonna come in here. And ain't no damn way you can even mistake it. That right there, that's just straight up raw dogging us for our history. This is what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a beast. And here you see Shiva, a black god over there in the subcontinent of India. And now you seeing all this garbage where they trying to rape even the black god of ancient India. This right here shows when Islam come into Africa. Islam spread into North Africa beginning in the 7th century of the Common Era. It reaches over into the northwestern portion around the 8th to the 12th century. And over in the lower northwest region around the 12th through the 15th century. This is when it comes into Africa. It's not indigenous to Africa, even though a lot of the teachings are indigenous to Africa. The package of Islam is Arabian. That's what it is. Straight up the middle. And when it comes into Africa, it comes in as a conquering force. Bottom line. Okay then. Hazrat Bilal, the first, I don't know, how Arabic sister. I ain't gonna put nobody on that.
That's Pakistani crap right there.
That's Pakistani. But I got more than one
yeah, it's Hazrat Bilal.
Okay. But the fact is that what they're gonna teach in this book, I can validate in more than one book. I'm gonna bring it up with the black god, Dr. Yosef Ben Yaakov, right? You understand what I'm saying? They ain't gonna teach nothing wrong because I'm gonna bring it up. Right there, Bilal began his life as a slave. That's a fact. You go in any Pakistani, Saudi Arabian, or whatever. You can go into all of them. He began as a slave. He's the first black Muslim. I'm going to show you. Say that he began his life as a slave, for he was born of a black slave girl. That's where our people began with Islam. Let me go over here. Bilal was the first among his countrymen to accept Islam. it was with reference to this fact that the holy prophet had observed Belial as the first fruit of Absenia. There it is. Belial is the first fruit of Absenia. That's where it began. So he cannot say that is indigenous to Africa. He a damn lie. Nigga, get out of here. Get out of here. Belial must now dig this. Belial must have unconsciously embedded the lesson of believing in one Allah. Now he should have said Yahweh, because Abyssinia was practicing the Ethiopian Coptic religion. But see, they put Allah in there to throw you off. He believing in one God from his mother during his childhood. In the 4th century AD, the Christian doctrine in Abyssinia was dominated by the belief in one God. There it is. But they keep saying Allah. So that shows you that they borrowed from the Christians. They borrowed from the Jew, because the first, what they call Qibla, that's the direction in which you pray, was to Jerusalem. That's right. If you go to the Dome of the Rock on the Temple Mount, that's where you supposedly Abraham was going to sacrifice Isaac. So it's a rock inside of there. But there's a temple, right? There's another mosque right in front of that one. That mosque is where Muhammad supposedly flew on the back of a winged steed from Mecca to Jerusalem, and he went up to heaven from that mosque. They prayed to Jerusalem first. What does that show you? That the Jew was running the early part of Islam. Yes, they was. See, what is a Jew? See, it's a religion. We all black in here. So if somebody say Muslim or Jew or whatever, don't nobody know unless you put your hands up. You understand what I'm saying? The Jew and the Christian was in the area is documented fact. They borrowed from those groups. They borrowed from them groups. Okay, this is what it says. Sometimes, this is talking about Arabia before Muhammad. Sometimes endless blood feuds were opened on the murder of a single person, and generation after generation, the conflicting parties perished in the fight. It was on this account that Muhammad and such of his companions, who were free citizens of free tribes, man, I don't even know it, by the claims of slavery, were immune from violence and murderous attack to some extent. They belonged to tribes, and their tribes, accordingly to the ancient custom, were under obligation to reap vengeance for any violence perpetrated on them by the helpless. But the helpless slaves enjoyed no such protection. They were an open target for heinous tortures. They were stripped naked and stretched on the burning sand in the blazing heat of summer, while in this state, heavy stones were placed on their chests. So this is showing you what they were doing to the Africans who was in slavery in Arabia. They was torturing them Africans over there in the early part of Islam, even before Islam. We're not going to blame it on Islam. Our peoples were slaves before Islam even started over there. It's just one religion picked up from another religion. And they continue with the slavery. And right there, they were dragged over the stony ground of Mecca, and by inflicting these tortures, the polytheists coerced them to denounce Muhammad and his divine creed. Many slaves succumbed to these tortures and were compelled to utter blasphemies which suited the views of their cruel masters. They were also made to confirm their denunciation of Islam by swearing on Allat and Al-Uzza, which were the female deities that existed in Arabia before Allah. Damn, family. So the worship of the black woman was there, original. That was the original religion. Because really, there's no Islam before Muhammad. Really, Abraham and all that, them people don't even exist. So historically, it starts with Muhammad. So this shows you that Allah was before Allah. The black woman, the goddess, was being worshipped in the lands. This is out of Dr. Ben's book, African Origins of Major Western Religions. Right here, right there, that's 620 of the Common Era, Muhammad's night journey on the cloud from Mecca to Jerusalem aboard the seventh heaven according to the Muslim Holy Scripture. So he just flew on the back. of a winged steed. If I show it to you, you'll fall out laughing. Because we know damn well ain't nobody flying on the back of no damn horses. That's, you know, come on now. Half of us can't even afford an airplane ticket. And you're going to fly on the back of a damn horse with wings. We just made